Hi, I'm Chris from Nanobox 3D. I wanted to first of all thank you for purchasing my product, and then I wanted to walk you through the process of actually taking out of the box and assembling it, because there is some assembly required with this one. So if you want to focus your attention over here, this is everything that comes in the box right here, not the tools and not these screws back here, but you'll get these 8 parts plus a bag full of some screws and nuts. And I wanted to show you because there's a few things you got to know in order to hang it up correctly. The first thing I wanted to point out before I even go through the screws and the nuts part is that this can be, let me show you quickly how it assembles, and then I'll show you how we actually put them together. This has 2 different options for how it's being used. This can be used on a desktop, just like you see it here. There we go. So if you have limited desk space and you want this up against the wall or something, you could use it like this. It holds all the bits and stuff here. The top slots up here will hold all the big discs and any kind of things that are oversized. And then the bottom slots down below, like these ones over here, will hold these wide grinding discs. And then any of the other slots will hold any of the other discs and whatnot that you want in there. And then you have some random trays just to put some things in. The actual key itself can easily just sit up here inside one of those, but you have 2 sets of those slots in order to do that. And then of course the actual sanding pads will fit on the stems, and you can stack them up like so. You can go on the narrower ones and so on. You can kind of see, but it fits a ton of them based on this. I do have 2 versions of this. If you wanted to buy a smaller version, it would just be half of it. And I mixed up, I don't have it here, but there'll be a version in the store. But I mixed up these kind and these kind of holes so that you can mix and match. And I put some of these slots along with some trays in one, and then you would end up with just one if you wanted to go that route too. So there's a smaller version. But this is the Mac Daddy version, so be it. I have a few other kinds in the store that are flatter, and they tend to hold a lot of stuff too, but these hold even more. So they're the biggest one that I've made yet. So let's go ahead and go through the process of what you would have to do to assemble it so that it stays put, because right now all the pieces are loosely put together, and also show you how it hangs on the wall. So you can make it hang if you want to. Let's take out these pieces. Oops. Put that there and that there. So you'll notice that there are some small holes and little slots and stuff in these, here and here. These are where you're going to fasten all the pieces together. So if we dump out the screws that came with it, you'll see that you have 6 little square nuts. 6 little square nuts and 6 Phillips head screws, machine screws, all right? And they, although I only see 5 there. Hang on, let me get one more. All right, 6. I dropped one on the floor earlier. So 6 of those, and then 6 of the screws as well. And that's what we need in order to fully assemble this. But in order to hang it on the wall, you have to pre-assemble some parts of it first, then hang it, because back here are where your screw holes are to actually hang it on the wall. And if you put some of this stuff together, you won't be able to get to those screw holes quite yet. So let's go through this process real quick and I'll show you. The only tools you're really going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver and possibly some kind of a pin punch thing or something narrow that you could push these nuts down inside the slots for. So let's go ahead and we'll put one in here. You can see there's a little slot there. It's just going to push right in. And then you want to use whatever the thing you chose to use and then push it all the way back in there so that the hole lines up completely. And then we'll do the same with this side. Now I am going to actually try and put these in for you, so when you get it in the box, those might already be in place, and if they are, great. But it may be a situation where I don't get to do it. If not, then I will include them in the bags so that you could do this part yourself. Or I did it and then some look like they've fallen out, like these ones here don't stay in very easily, so they might be in the bag floating loose, and if that's the case, don't throw them away accidentally because you will need them. All right, so what I want to do first is I want to assemble these trays onto these first. It doesn't matter which tray goes on which side. The fastening process is the same and they both fit in there perfectly as it is. So you'll notice that there's wedges which hold the piece from falling straight down. We're going to slide it into the wedges. And then there's a hole, let me take these out. There's a hole in the back right here which lines up with that square nut that we put in there. So we'll go ahead and put one of these 6 screws into here, and I'm actually going to use my drill because it'll go a little faster. And once that's screwed in tight, you can see that this is not going anywhere. It's super sturdy. And then we'll do the same to this side. There we go. And I'll take one of the screws and I'll put them in the back, like so. Screw that down in. Don't over tighten because this is plastic and it will break. So you got to beware. You just want to make it so it's snug, okay? There, now those are ready to go. I'm also going to put these on ahead of time because it might be difficult to get a screwdriver up high if you have anything up top that blocks that space. So same thing, these are wedged and these slots are angled so that they will slide right into it, like so. And you want to line up this hole with that hole. And you're going to put a screw down inside there. I'm not going to use the driver for this one because I don't think it'll reach. So I'll just use my actual screwdriver. Tighten that down. And ultimately, this will stay put once you slide that on there, but by putting the screw on there, or like that, what you're doing is you're not allowing it to slide back and forth. But it will stay on there. You can't lift it off because of the wedges. Just know that if you don't want to screw these down, that's optional, but they might shift around on you quite a bit. So once, again, don't over tighten, just enough to a little bit snug. There we go. Now we're ready to hang it up. And in order to do that, we're not going to put these parts on yet, but we're going to go ahead and actually hang up the left one first. I'm only doing that because I don't have room over here to slide this in, so I'm going to do this side first. I'm going to go ahead and put one screw, and I'm just using regular screws. These screws aren't included, remember? So whatever screw works best for you. You might need to use a plastic anchor if you're going into drywall, but whatever works best. I'm just going to put one right in the center. Again, don't over tighten, just enough to get it snug. And you may feel that that's all you need. If you want to put 3 screws in there, you can, depending on how heavy you're going to load this thing up. I'm going to go ahead and try and level it. In fact, I'll just put the level right here to make sure it's level, and it looks like it's pretty close right there. And I'll put another screw in there just to keep the level. Remember, don't over tighten. There we go. Now I'm going to actually go ahead and put in one of these two. It doesn't matter which side you put them on. You can go on either side. I'll just slide this one into there for now, like so. I'm not going to tighten it down yet. And then I'll go ahead and put this piece up next to it. Make sure that everything is aligned as much as it can be. And this will really depend too on how smooth and straight your wall is. If your wall is off or warped, these aren't going to line up very well. So, but know that it's the wall and not the pieces because those are precise. So I'll go ahead and put one right in the middle, like so. There we go. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to put another one in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. So the big point of showing you this is these, to make you aware that these two had to be put on separately. And then you can go ahead and put the screws into these, and they should line up with that hole that's in the back side there where you put the square nut, and you can tighten those down, and then that will stay put as well. See, now it doesn't shift around on you, where this one still shifts around. And if you put a screw here, and then you are all set. And that's it. So now you got it all to I could tighten that more, but now it's all hanging up and off your desktop. and you're ready to go with putting all your bits and stuff in there. And you can see that they fit pretty clearly into these, and they fit snug. They don't fall out or anything. If I put another bigger one over here, then you can see that they work out pretty well. So the only thing I want to show you before I wrap this up is that if you wanted to unassemble this and take it down off the wall, the only thing that you're going to struggle with is getting these screws out of the hole. So if I go to unscrew it all the way, it's unscrewed from the nut, but you can see that it's still kind of down inside the hole. So what you kind of need to do is you need to get yourself a magnet that will fit down in there. One that's strong enough. Here, let me use this one. That one's not strong enough. And then you could pull the screw out with the magnet. But that's really the way to get it out. That's the trick. There really isn't another easier way to do that. But just know that that's the case. So a magnet works best. But it has to be a magnet you can get down inside the hole, not a magnet like this, where it just sits on there, because it won't be strong enough to reach down inside there. So keep that in mind as well. Other than that, that's the product. It's brand new, going up in the store today, and hopefully you enjoy it and like it, and that you spread the word, and keep an eye out for new products to come in the near future. I have a few more ideas that I'm going to put into the store as I make them. So hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can send me emails at nanobox3d.com. That's the website, and then of course you can reach me at nanobox3d@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.